Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something super important for anyone taking amlodipine, a common medication for high blood pressure and chest pain. Did you know that some everyday foods can actually interfere with how this medicine works? It's true. So we're going to uncover 5 surprising foods you should be cautious with if you're on amlodipine. Stick around because this information is crucial for your health and safety. First on our list, and perhaps the most well-known, is grapefruit. This applies to the whole fruit, its juice, and even supplements. Grapefruit contains compounds called furanocoumarins, a mouthful. I know. These compounds can block an enzyme in your intestines that helps break down amlodipine. When this enzyme is blocked, more of the medication enters your bloodstream than intended. This can lead to an increased risk of side effects like dizziness, headaches, flushing, and even dangerously low blood pressure. So, it's best to completely avoid grapefruit while you're on this medication. It's not just a suggestion. It's a key safety measure. Next up, let's talk about salt and high-sodium foods. This one might seem obvious, but it's surprising how much hidden salt is in our diet. Amlodipine works by relaxing your blood vessels to lower blood pressure. However, consuming too much salt makes your body hold on to water, which increases the volume of blood in your bloodstream. This directly counteracts the effect of your medication, forcing your heart to work harder and your blood pressure to rise. Think about processed foods, canned soups, frozen dinners, and even some breads and cereals. Start checking those labels and opt for fresh, whole foods whenever possible. Reducing your sodium intake will help your amlodipine work much more effectively. Number 3 is something you might not expect, St. John's wort. This is a popular herbal supplement often used for mood support. However, it can cause some serious issues with prescription medications. St. John's wort can speed up the breakdown of amlodipine in your body. This means the medication is cleared from your system faster than it should be, making it less effective at controlling your blood pressure or chest pain. It essentially reduces the concentration of the drug in your blood. This is why it's so important to tell your doctor about every single supplement you're taking, no matter how natural it seems. Always have that conversation before starting anything new. Coming in at number 4 is excessive alcohol. Having a drink now and then is generally okay for many people, but it's crucial to talk to your doctor about what's safe for you. Both alcohol and amlodipine can lower your blood pressure and cause dizziness or lightheadedness. When you combine them, especially in large amounts, these effects can become much more pronounced. This increases your risk of falls and accidents. Plus, long-term heavy drinking can actually raise your blood pressure over time, working against the very reason you're taking amlodipine in the first place. Moderation is key, but a direct conversation with your healthcare provider is the safest bet. Finally, at number 5, we have foods high in potassium, but with a big asterisk. This one is a bit more complex. Amlodipine itself doesn't usually have a major effect on potassium levels. However, it's often prescribed alongside other blood pressure medications, like ACE inhibitors or ARBs, which can increase potassium in your body. If you're on a combination therapy, suddenly loading up on high potassium foods like bananas, oranges, potatoes, and spinach could potentially lead to hyperkalemia, or dangerously high potassium levels. Symptoms can include muscle weakness, fatigue, and heart palpitations. So, if you're taking amlodipine along with other blood pressure meds, have a chat with your doctor about how much potassium is right for your diet. Now let's check each of them in much detail. Did you know that some common healthy foods can actually interfere with your blood pressure medication? It's a surprising fact, but it's true. Today, we're diving deep into a really important topic for anyone taking amlodipine, a widely prescribed medication for high blood pressure and certain heart conditions. Specifically, we're going to talk about potassium and why you might need to be mindful of your intake. This isn't about scaring you away from healthy foods, but about empowering you with knowledge so you can manage your health in the best way possible. So, if you or a loved one takes amlodipine, stick around. This information could be a game changer for your treatment plan. First off, what is amlodipine and how does it work? Amlodipine belongs to a class of drugs called calcium channel blockers. Think of your blood vessels as tiny, flexible hoses. For your blood to flow easily, these hoses need to be relaxed and open. Amlodipine works by stopping calcium from entering the muscle cells in the walls of your blood vessels. When calcium can't get in, these muscle cells relax, causing the blood vessels to widen. This makes it easier for your heart to pump blood, which in turn lowers your blood pressure and can relieve chest pain, also known as angina. It's a very effective medication, but like any drug, it works within a delicate balance in your body. Now, let's bring potassium into the picture. Potassium is an essential mineral and an electrolyte. It's famous for preventing muscle cramps, but its most critical job is helping to maintain a regular heartbeat and balancing fluids in your body. It works in a delicate partnership with other minerals like sodium and, you guessed it, calcium. This balance is crucial for your nerves and muscles, especially your heart muscle, to function correctly. Our bodies can't produce potassium, so we have to get it from the food we eat. So, where's the connection between amlodipine and potassium? Here's where it gets interesting. While amlodipine primarily blocks calcium channels, the way our body regulates electrolytes is incredibly complex. Some studies and clinical observations suggest that calcium channel blockers like amlodipine might indirectly affect how our bodies handle potassium. The main concern is a condition called hyperkalemia, which simply means having too much potassium in your blood. Normally, your kidneys are fantastic at filtering out excess potassium to keep levels in a safe range. However, for some individuals, certain medications can make this process less efficient. When potassium levels get too high, it can be quite serious. Mild hyperkalemia might not cause any symptoms, but as levels rise, you might feel things like muscle weakness, fatigue, numbness, or tingling, nausea, or even shortness of breath. The biggest danger of severe hyperkalemia is its effect on the heart. It can lead to an irregular heartbeat, palpitations, and in the worst-case scenario, it can be life-threatening. This is why it's so important to be aware of the potential risk, even if it's relatively low for most people on amlodipine alone. The risk can increase if you have kidney problems or are taking other medications that also raise potassium levels, like certain diuretics or ACE inhibitors. This brings us to the main point of our discussion today: foods high in potassium. Since we get potassium from our diet, managing our intake is one of the most direct ways we can help keep our levels in check. The tricky part is that many high-potassium foods are things we consider super healthy. Let's start with one of the most famous potassium-rich foods, bananas. A single medium-sized banana can contain over 400 milligrams of potassium. While one banana is unlikely to cause a problem, if you're having one every day in a smoothie, along with other high-potassium ingredients, it could start to add up. Another major category is citrus fruits, especially oranges and orange juice. A single cup of orange juice can pack nearly 500 milligrams of potassium. It's easy to drink a large glass without even thinking about it. Grapefruit is another one to watch, not just for its potassium, but because it's well known for interacting with many medications, including amlodipine, by affecting how the drug is metabolized in your body. So it is a good idea to limit or avoid grapefruit and its juice altogether when taking this medication. What about vegetables? Potatoes and sweet potatoes are potassium powerhouses. A single baked potato can have over 900 milligrams of potassium, which is a significant amount. Tomatoes, especially in concentrated forms like tomato paste, sauce, and juice, are also very high in potassium. A cup of tomato sauce can easily add a large dose to your pasta dinner. Leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard are also on the list. When cooked, these greens shrink down, so it's easy to eat a large quantity, and with it, a lot of potassium. And we can't forget avocados. This creamy, delicious fruit has become a staple in many healthy diets. But just half of a medium avocado can contain more potassium than a medium banana. So that daily avocado toast might be contributing more potassium than you realize. Other sources to be mindful of include beans and legumes like lentils, kidney beans, and chickpeas. They are fantastic sources of fiber and protein, but they are also very rich in potassium. Dried fruits, such as raisins, prunes, and apricots, are also very concentrated sources. Because the water has been removed, the nutrients, including potassium, are packed into a much smaller package. Now, hearing this list might feel a bit overwhelming. It can seem like everything healthy is off limits, but that is absolutely not the case. The key here isn't elimination, but moderation and smart substitution. It's about being a savvy consumer and making conscious choices. You don't necessarily have to banish these foods from your life forever. The goal is to avoid consistently eating large amounts of multiple high-potassium foods every single day. So, what can you eat? There are plenty of delicious, healthy, lower potassium options. For fruits, think about apples, berries like strawberries and blueberries, peaches, pears, and grapes. These are all fantastic choices that are much lower in potassium than bananas or oranges. For vegetables, swap out potatoes for rice or pasta. If you love vegetables, and you should, focus on things like cucumbers, bell peppers, broccoli, cauliflower, and green beans. These are all nutritious and won't overload your system with potassium. A colorful salad with lettuce, cucumber, and bell peppers is a great low-potassium choice. Let's talk about practical tips for managing your intake. Portion control is everything. Instead of a whole large banana, maybe have half. Instead of a huge baked potato, have a small one. Or even better, try a technique called leaching. You can reduce the potassium in vegetables like potatoes and sweet potatoes by peeling them, cutting them into small pieces and soaking them in a large amount of water for a few hours, or by boiling them in a large pot of water and then discarding the water. This process pulls some of the potassium out of the vegetable. It won't remove all of it, but it can make a difference. Also, be mindful of salt substitutes. Many people trying to lower their blood pressure will use salt substitutes, but these products often replace sodium with potassium chloride. Using them can dramatically increase your potassium intake without you even realizing it. Always read the labels. The most important takeaway from all of this is communication with your healthcare provider. This video is for educational purposes and is not medical advice. Your doctor and your pharmacist are your best resources. Before you make any significant changes to your diet, especially if you're taking medication like Amlodipine, you need to talk to them. They know your personal health history, what other medications you might be taking, and the status of your kidney function. They can order a simple blood test to check your potassium levels and tell you if you actually need to be concerned. They can give you personalized advice on what a safe level of potassium intake looks like for you. To wrap things up, Amlodipine is an excellent medication for managing blood pressure, but it works best when you're mindful of your diet. While the risk of high potassium or hyperkalemia isn't high for everyone taking it, it's a possibility worth being aware of. Knowing which foods like bananas, oranges, potatoes, and avocados are high in potassium allows you to make informed choices. The goal is balance and moderation, not deprivation. Focus on a varied diet with lower potassium fruits and vegetables, and always keep an open dialogue with your healthcare team. They are your partners in health. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope this information was helpful and empowering. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more content to help you live a healthier life. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next video. Now, let us dive into a topic that might sound a little strange at first, but it's incredibly important for your health. We read talking about a popular breakfast fruit that could be secretly messing with your medications, the grapefruit. That's right, this seemingly healthy citrus fruit and its juice can have some serious, and even dangerous, interactions with a surprisingly long list of common prescriptions. So what's the big deal? You might think, it's just fruit juice, how bad can it be? Well, it turns out pretty bad. The problem isn't with the grapefruit itself, but with specific chemical compounds it contains called furanocoumarins. That's a big word, but their job is simple and a bit disruptive. These compounds can interfere with a crucial enzyme in your body, located primarily in your small intestine and liver. This enzyme is called CYP3A4. Think of CYP3A4 as your body's medication processing plant. Its main job is to break down or metabolize many of the drugs you take. This process is essential because it controls how much of the active drug enters your bloodstream. Your doctor calculates your dose based on a predictable rate of metabolism. It's a finely tuned system. Now, here's where the grapefruit comes in and throws a wrench in the works. The furanocoumarins in grapefruit block the CYP3A4 enzyme. They essentially shut down part of the processing plant. When this happens, the medication you've taken isn't broken down as it should be. Instead of a controlled amount entering your system, a much larger, sometimes dangerously high, amount of the drug floods your bloodstream. Imagine you're supposed to get a small, steady drip of a medication, but instead you get the entire bag all at once. That's a good way to picture what grapefruit can do. This can turn a safe, therapeutic dose of a drug into a toxic overdose. The effects can range from unpleasant side effects to life-threatening events. And it's not a small issue. The list of medications affected by grapefruit is long and growing. We're talking about dozens of drugs used to treat very common conditions. For example, some statins, which are widely prescribed to lower cholesterol, are heavily impacted. If you're taking certain statins like atorvastatin or simvastatin and drinking grapefruit juice, the concentration of the drug in your blood can skyrocket. This significantly increases the risk of serious side effects, including a severe muscle injury called rhabdomyolysis, which can lead to kidney failure. It's a serious risk for a very common medication. It's not just cholesterol drugs. Many blood pressure medications, particularly a class called calcium channel blockers, are also on the list. When mixed with grapefruit, the drug levels can surge, causing your blood pressure to drop too low. This can lead to dizziness, lightheadedness, and an increased risk of falls, especially in older adults. And there's more. Certain anti-anxiety medications, antihistamines you might take for allergies, and even some immunosuppressants used by organ transplant patients to prevent rejection are all affected. For a transplant patient, this interaction is particularly terrifying. If the level of their immunosuppressant drug becomes too high, it can cause severe kidney damage. If it becomes unpredictable, they risk organ rejection. The stakes are incredibly high. Even some drugs for erectile dysfunction are on the list. The interaction can lead to side effects like headaches, flushing, or a dangerous drop in blood pressure. The list goes on to include certain corticosteroids, some anti-arrhythmia drugs for heart rhythm problems, and even some cancer treatments. So, how much grapefruit is a problem? You might be surprised. It doesn't take a gallon of juice. Studies have shown that a single glass of grapefruit juice, or even eating one whole grapefruit, can be enough to block the enzyme and cause a significant interaction. What's even more concerning is that the effect isn't short-lived. The blocking effect on the CYP3A4 enzyme can last for up to 3 days. This means that you can't just space out your medication and your grapefruit juice. If you drink grapefruit juice on Monday, it could still be affecting the medication you take on Tuesday or even Wednesday. This makes it almost impossible to safely consume grapefruit if you're on an affected medication. And it's not just pure grapefruit juice. You need to be a savvy label reader. Many fruit punch or mixed citrus juice blends contain grapefruit juice for flavor. You might be consuming it without even realizing it. Also, be aware of other citrus fruits that can have a similar, though often weaker, effect. Seville oranges, which are often used to make marmalade, pomelos, and tangelos, which are a hybrid of a tangerine and a grapefruit, can also contain these furanocoumarins and may pose a risk. Regular oranges, like Navel or Valencia, are generally considered safe. Now, it's also important to understand that not every drug in a class is affected. For example, within the statin family, some drugs are metabolized differently and are not impacted by grapefruit. This is where communication with your healthcare provider is absolutely critical. It's not about being scared of all fruit. It's about being smart and informed about your specific situation. So, what should you do? The most important step is to talk to your doctor or pharmacist. Anytime you are prescribed a new medication, make it a habit to ask, "Are there any foods or drinks I should avoid while taking this?" Specifically mention grapefruit. Your pharmacist is an amazing resource. They are experts in how drugs work and interact, and they can check your specific prescription for you. They can also look at your entire medication list to check for any other potential interactions. Many pharmacies' computer systems will automatically flag this interaction when a prescription is filled, and the pharmacist will counsel you. You can also often find this information in the patient information leaflet that comes with your medication. But let's be honest, those can be long and full of technical jargon. A direct conversation is always best. If you find out that your medication does interact with grapefruit, the solution is simple: avoid it completely. This includes the whole fruit, the juice, and any products containing it. Don't try to guess or moderate your intake. The risk is just not worth the reward. Your doctor may also have the option to switch you to an alternative medication that does have this interaction. So that's another great reason to have that conversation. This isn't meant to fearmonger or make you worried about every bite of food you eat. It's about empowering you with knowledge. Understanding how something as simple as a glass of juice can impact your health is a powerful tool. It is a perfect example of why it is so important to be an active participant in your own healthcare. Ask questions, read labels, and keep an open line of communication with your medical team. In summary, grapefruit contains compounds that block a key enzyme responsible for metabolizing many common medications. This can lead to dangerously high levels of these drugs in your body, turning a therapeutic dose into a toxic one. The effect can last for days, and even a small amount can be problematic. The list of affected drugs is long and includes treatments for high cholesterol, high blood pressure, anxiety, and more. The takeaway is simple and actionable. Always ask your doctor or pharmacist about food and drink interactions when you start a new medication. If you're on a medication that interacts with grapefruit, avoid it completely. Your health is too important to risk for a glass of juice. So, you're in the grocery store, you're trying to do the right thing for your body. You see the regular salt, and right next to it, you see these containers labeled salt substitute, low sodium salt, or something similar. You pick it up, read the label, and it boasts about having less sodium. Sounds perfect, right? You're cutting down on sodium, which doctors often recommend. But here's the catch, the part that most people miss. What are they replacing that sodium with? In a vast majority of cases, the answer is potassium chloride. Now, you might be thinking, potassium? I've heard that's good for you. It's an important electrolyte, helps with nerve function, and can even help lower blood pressure. And you're absolutely right. Potassium is essential for our bodies to function properly. Most of us get plenty of it from a balanced diet rich in fruits and vegetables like bananas, avocados, and sweet potatoes. The problem isn't potassium itself. The problem is getting a massive, concentrated dose of it from these salt substitutes, especially when you're not aware of it. Think about how we use salt. We sprinkle it on everything, right? On our eggs in the morning, in our lunch sandwich, on our dinner. We use it for cooking, baking, and seasoning. If you replace regular salt with a potassium chloride-based substitute, you could be unknowingly consuming a very large amount of potassium throughout the day, far more than your body is used to handling from natural food sources. This is where things can get risky. Our kidneys are the amazing organs responsible for filtering our blood and maintaining the delicate balance of electrolytes, including sodium and potassium. Healthy kidneys do a fantastic job of getting rid of any excess potassium. But for millions of people, their kidneys aren't working at 100%. This includes people with known kidney disease, but also many who don't even realize they have reduced kidney function. Conditions like diabetes and high blood pressure, which are incredibly common, can impair kidney function over time. Even the natural aging process can cause our kidney function to decline. For these individuals, a sudden large intake of potassium from a salt substitute can overwhelm their kidneys. The kidneys can't filter out the excess potassium fast enough, causing it to build up in the bloodstream. This condition is called hyperkalemia, which means high potassium, and hyperkalemia is serious. It's not something to be taken lightly. What are the symptoms of hyperkalemia? Well, that's another tricky part. In its early stages, it might not cause any noticeable symptoms at all. You could be walking around with dangerously high potassium levels and feel perfectly fine. As it progresses, you might experience symptoms like muscle weakness, fatigue, nausea, or a tingling sensation. But the most dangerous effect of hyperkalemia is on the heart. High potassium levels can disrupt the heart's electrical signals, leading to an irregular heartbeat or arrhythmia. In severe cases, it can even cause cardiac arrest, which can be fatal. This is not a scare tactic. It's a well-documented medical risk. Many doctors and health organizations have issued warnings about this. They caution that people with kidney problems, heart conditions, or those taking certain medications should be extremely careful with potassium-based salt substitutes. The list of medications is long and includes common blood pressure drugs like ACE inhibitors and ARBs, as well as certain diuretics. These medications can also cause your body to retain potassium. So when you combine them with a high-potassium salt substitute, you're creating a perfect storm for hyperkalemia. The scary part is the lack of awareness. People see low sodium and automatically think healthy. They start using it generously, thinking they're protecting their heart, when in reality, they could be putting it in serious danger. It's a classic case of the solution potentially being worse than the original problem, especially if you're in a high-risk group. So, what should you do? Does this mean you're doomed to eat bland, tasteless food for the rest of your life? Absolutely not. First, let's talk about the salt substitutes themselves. Not all of them are potassium-based. Read the ingredient list carefully. If you see potassium chloride listed, especially as the first or second ingredient, that's the one you need to be wary of. If you have any concerns, or if you have any of the health conditions we've discussed, you must talk to your doctor or a registered dietitian before using these products. They can assess your individual health status and tell you if it's safe for you. Please do not self-prescribe a potassium-based salt substitute. But honestly, there's a much better, safer, and more delicious way to reduce your sodium intake. Instead of looking for a chemical substitute for salt, why not explore the incredible world of natural flavors? This is where cooking becomes a real art. Herbs and spices are your best friends here. Think about it. Garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, cumin, coriander, black pepper, chili flakes. These all add incredible depth and flavor to food without a single grain of sodium. Let's get creative. Instead of salting your chicken, try a rub made of smoked paprika, garlic powder, and a little bit of thyme. Instead of salting your roasted vegetables, toss them with olive oil, rosemary, and freshly cracked black pepper. A squeeze of fresh lemon or lime juice right before serving can brighten up almost any dish, from fish to salads to soups. The acidity mimics the flavor-enhancing effect of salt. Vinegars are another fantastic tool. A splash of balsamic, apple cider, or red wine vinegar can add that extra zing you're looking for. You can also use umami-rich ingredients to boost flavor. Things like mushrooms, especially dried mushrooms, tomato paste, and nutritional yeast have a savory, complex flavor that can make you forget all about salt. The key is to retrain your taste buds. For many of us, our palates are so used to high levels of sodium that naturally flavored food tastes bland at first. But give it time. As you cut back on salt, your sensitivity to other flavors will increase. You'll start noticing the subtle sweetness of a carrot or the earthiness of a mushroom like never before. It's a journey, but it's a rewarding one. The bottom line is this: while reducing sodium is a good goal for many, reaching for a potassium-based salt substitute might not be the safe and healthy swap you think it is. The risk of hyperkalemia, especially for those with underlying health conditions, is real and serious. Instead of seeking a quick fix in a shaker, embrace the opportunity to become a more creative and adventurous cook. Explore the world of herbs, spices, and other natural flavor enhancers. Not only is it safer, but it will also make your food more interesting and delicious. Always read labels, be an informed consumer, and most importantly, consult with a healthcare professional before making significant changes to your diet, especially when it involves supplements or substitutes. Your health is too important to leave to chance. You might be wondering, can I have a drink while I'm on this medication? It's a fair question, and by the end of this video, you'll have a clear and comprehensive answer. So grab a glass of water, get comfortable, and let's get into it. First off, what exactly is amlodipine? For those who might be new to it, amlodipine belongs to a class of drugs called calcium channel blockers. Think of your blood vessels as tiny, flexible hoses. To lower blood pressure, you need these hoses to be wider and more relaxed, allowing blood to flow through more easily. Amlodipine does just that. It stops calcium from entering the muscle cells in the walls of your blood vessels. This makes the muscles relax, causing the vessels to widen or dilate. The result: your blood pressure goes down and your heart doesn't have to work as hard to pump blood around your body. It's also used to treat certain types of chest pain, known as angina. It's a highly effective medication prescribed to millions of people worldwide. Now, let's bring alcohol into the picture. Alcohol on its own can also have an effect on your blood vessels. You might have noticed that when someone drinks, their face can get flushed. This is because alcohol is a vasodilator, meaning it also causes blood vessels to widen, especially the ones near the skin's surface. This widening can lead to a temporary drop in blood pressure. So you have amlodipine, which is designed to lower your blood pressure, and you have alcohol, which can also lower your blood pressure. Do you see where this is going? When you combine two things that both have a similar effect on the body, that effect can become much stronger and sometimes unpredictable. The primary concern when mixing amlodipine and alcohol is the potential for your blood pressure to drop too low. This condition is known as hypotension. While the goal of taking amlodipine is to lower high blood pressure, you don't want it to dip into a dangerously low range. The symptoms of hypotension can be quite unpleasant and even risky. You might feel dizzy, lightheaded, or like the room is spinning. You could experience weakness, blurred vision, or feel faint. In more severe cases, it can lead to fainting, which carries the risk of injury from a fall. Imagine feeling suddenly dizzy while you're driving, walking down the stairs, or operating machinery. The consequences could be serious. This combined effect of amlodipine and alcohol greatly increases the risk of these episodes happening. Beyond the immediate risk of low blood pressure, there are other important considerations. Both amlodipine and alcohol are processed by your liver. Your liver is like the body's main processing plant, breaking down substances so they can be used or eliminated. When you take a medication like amlodipine, your liver works to metabolize it. When you drink alcohol, your liver is also tasked with breaking it down. Consuming both at the same time can put extra strain on your liver. Over time, especially with regular or heavy drinking, this can contribute to liver stress or damage. For the medication to work effectively and safely, you want your liver to be functioning at its best. Another side effect to be aware of is the potential for increased drowsiness and dizziness. Amlodipine itself can cause dizziness in some people, especially when they first start taking it. Alcohol is a central nervous system depressant, which means it slows down your brain activity, leading to feelings of drowsiness, impaired coordination, and slower reaction times. Combining the two can significantly amplify these effects. You might feel much more tired or out of it than you normally would from just drinking alcohol alone. This can impair your judgment and ability to perform daily tasks safely, making activities like driving extremely hazardous. It's simply not a combination that allows you to be at your sharpest. So, what's the official medical advice? Most healthcare professionals and drug information leaflets will strongly advise you to avoid or at least significantly limit your alcohol intake while taking amlodipine. The safest amount of alcohol to drink while on this medication is, quite simply, none. This eliminates any risk of a negative interaction. Every person's body is different. Your age, your overall health, your liver function, the dose of your medication, and your individual tolerance to alcohol all play a role in how you might react. One person might have a glass of wine and feel fine, while another could have the same amount and experience significant dizziness. There's no way to predict for sure how your body will respond, which is why the most prudent advice is to abstain. Think about why you're taking amlodipine in the first place. You're taking it to manage your high blood pressure and protect your long-term health, reducing your risk of serious events like a heart attack or stroke. Regular alcohol consumption, on the other hand, can actually contribute to high blood pressure over the long term. It can also lead to weight gain, as alcoholic drinks are often high in empty calories. And being overweight is a major risk factor for hypertension. So, drinking alcohol can work against the very goals you're trying to achieve with your medication and lifestyle changes. It is like trying to bail water out of a boat while someone else is pouring it back in. It just doesn't make sense. If you find that avoiding alcohol is difficult, it's really important to be honest with yourself and with your doctor. They aren't there to judge you. They are there to help you. They can provide support, resources, and guidance to help you manage your alcohol consumption in a way that is safe for your health. There are many strategies and support systems available, and reaching out is a sign of strength. Your health journey is a partnership between you and your healthcare provider, and open communication is key to making that partnership successful. So let's summarize the key takeaways. 1. Amlodipine and alcohol are both vasodilators, and combining them can cause your blood pressure to drop to an unsafe level, leading to dizziness, fainting, and potential injury. 2. Mixing them puts extra strain on your liver, which is responsible for processing both substances. 3. The combination can significantly increase drowsiness and impair your coordination and judgment, making everyday activities dangerous. And 4. Regular alcohol use can work against your efforts to control your blood pressure in the long run. Given all these points, the clear and responsible recommendation is to avoid drinking alcohol while you are on amlodipine. Prioritizing your health means making choices that support your treatment, not undermine it. Choosing a non-alcoholic beverage is a small sacrifice to make for the significant benefit of keeping your heart healthy and your body safe. There are so many great alcohol-free options available today, from sparkling waters and juices to sophisticated mocktails, so you can still enjoy a special drink without the risk. Your health is your most valuable asset. Taking your medication as prescribed and making supportive lifestyle choices, like avoiding alcohol, are powerful ways to protect it. Always talk to your doctor or pharmacist if you have any questions about your medications. They are your best resource for personalized advice. So what exactly is a drug interaction? Simply put, it's when one substance, like another medication, a supplement, or even certain foods, affects how a drug works in your body. This can make the drug less effective, more powerful, or cause unexpected side effects. With amlodipine, understanding these potential interactions is key to staying safe and ensuring your treatment is working as it should. Let's start by looking at some common prescription medications. One major group to be aware of are certain types of antifungal and antibiotic drugs. For example, medications like ketoconazole, itraconazole, or clarithromycin can slow down how your body processes amlodipine. This means more of the drug stays in your system for longer, which could increase its effects, and lead to side effects like dizziness, swelling in your ankles, or an excessive drop in blood pressure. If your doctor needs to prescribe one of these, they might adjust your amlodipine dose or monitor you more closely. It's a delicate balancing act that your doctor is trained to manage. Another category includes certain medications used to treat HIV, known as protease inhibitors, such as ritonavir. Much like the antifungals we just discussed, these can also increase the levels of amlodipine in your bloodstream. Again, this raises the risk of side effects. It's crucial that all your doctors, including any specialists you see, are aware of every medication you're taking to prevent these kinds of interactions. Communication is absolutely vital for your safety. Now let's talk about a very popular medication for high cholesterol, simvastatin. Here's an interesting one. Taking amlodipine with high doses of simvastatin can increase the risk of muscle problems, a rare but serious side effect of statins. Because of this, medical guidelines often recommend limiting the dose of simvastatin if you are also taking amlodipine. Your doctor will know the appropriate dosage to keep you safe while managing both your blood pressure and cholesterol effectively. Next up, some anti-seizure medications. Drugs like carbamazepine, phenytoin, and phenobarbital can have the opposite effect. They can speed up the breakdown of amlodipine in your body, making it less effective. If you're taking one of these, your blood pressure might not be as well controlled. Your doctor might need to increase your amlodipine dose or consider a different blood pressure medication altogether to make sure your treatment remains effective. Immunosuppressants are another important group. These are medications often used after an organ transplant or for certain autoimmune diseases. Drugs like cyclosporine or tacrolimus can interact with amlodipine. The interaction can go both ways, potentially increasing the levels of either drug in your system. This requires very careful monitoring by your healthcare team. often involving regular blood tests to ensure the drug levels are within a safe and effective range. It's not just prescription drugs we need to think about. Over-the-counter medications and supplements can also play a role. A big one is St. John's wort, a popular herbal supplement used for mood support. Similar to some anti-seizure drugs, St. John's wort can speed up how your body processes amlodipine, potentially making it less effective at controlling your blood pressure. This is a great example of why it is so important to tell your doctor about everything you take, even if it's natural. And what about everyday things? Even grapefruit can cause issues. Grapefruit and grapefruit juice can block an enzyme in your intestines that helps break down amlodipine. This can lead to higher levels of the medication in your blood, similar to the effect of some of the prescription drugs we mentioned earlier. This increases your risk of side effects. For some people, the effect might be minor, but for others, it can be significant. To be safe, many doctors advise patients on amlodipine to avoid consuming grapefruit altogether. Another common over-the-counter item to be mindful of are NSAIDs, or non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. This includes things like ibuprofen and naproxen. While they don't directly interact with amlodipine's metabolism, they can sometimes raise blood pressure by causing the body to retain sodium and water. If you're taking amlodipine to lower your blood pressure, regularly using NSAIDs might counteract some of its benefits. For occasional pain relief, it's usually not a problem. But if you need to take them frequently, it's a conversation worth having with your doctor. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? Communication and vigilance. First, always maintain an up-to-date list of all your medications, including prescriptions, over-the-counter drugs, vitamins, and herbal supplements. Share this list with your doctor and your pharmacist every time you have an appointment or pick up a new prescription. Your pharmacist is an excellent, often underutilized, resource for checking drug interactions. Second, when you're prescribed a new medication, specifically ask your doctor or pharmacist, will this interact with my amlodipine? Being your own advocate is a powerful tool for your health. Third, pay attention to your body. If you start a new medication or supplement and notice new or worsening side effects like increased dizziness, flushing, a racing heart, or more swelling than usual, contact your doctor's office right away. Don't just assume it's something you have to live with. It could be a sign of an interaction. And finally, please do not make any changes on your own. Don't stop taking your amlodipine or any other prescribed medication because you're worried about an interaction. The risks of uncontrolled high blood pressure are very serious, including heart attack and stroke. Always talk to your healthcare provider first. They can assess the situation, adjust dosages, or switch medications safely if needed. Your health and safety are their top priority. We've covered a lot today, and I hope this information helps you feel more prepared and confident in managing your health. Knowledge is power, and understanding how your medications work together is a critical part of your treatment plan. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more health content designed to empower you. Share it with anyone you know who might benefit from this information. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay safe and be well. This video is for educational purposes only.